Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. We're on day 4 today of Junk Journal July, and our prompt is labels. So I'm going to do something today. If you've been watching so far, you know I'm trying to use things in my studio that are like in a state where they're sort of ready to become ephemera, but they're not ready to go in a journal yet. And I want to get them to that stage. So taking the stashed and turning it into actual journal ready things. So I'm going to do a combination of things today. One is like a use it up project. That's also going to be a mass make project. And then I'm going to show you like how to do something with what I'm making here so that you see like a final few pieces of ephemera. So the use it up, aspect of this that we're going to use for the mass make is this leftovers of a book of illuminated text. So I have a series, if you are regular you will know it, it's called Tuesday 10, where I pull out papers from a bin of papers and things, random things that I collect in a basket on the corner of my desk over there. And so one of the things that's been sitting in there for a while has been this. So this is a lot of like religious kind of stuff, but some of it is just utterly gorgeous, these bits. So I thought what we could do today is mass make a collection of labels to use this up, and then we will use them to make some ephemera, and I'll show you how having labels in your stash is such a great thing. It really changes the whole aspect of like what you do, you know, the way that you make ephemera. It gives it little signature type touches. So the other thing I want to do is like use the stuff I have. So I'm going to be making labels today using some punches, and I have many punches. I've grabbed all punches that are like labels, right? All these kind of things. And I probably have even more than what I'm showing you, but I'm just going to kind of stay focused a little bit here. But the first thing I want to do is actually test this one punch to see if it's going to work at all, and then we're going to set it right aside. So this is a Stampin' Up punch that creates this shape. It's called, I think, Elegant. This is the second time. This is my second Elegant punch, and it is the most cantankerous punch I've ever dealt with. Like, well, not ever, but with the Stampin' Up line, typically I find them very reliable. I do not recommend this punch. If you see it and you're thinking about getting it, I don't recommend it, because it's the second one that I've gotten that just, it stops working. This particular section gets really grouchy. I don't know why. I haven't been able to use it for weeks, and I've tried a few times and it just got really grumpy at me, and I felt like throwing it out the window. But I just cut something out of a thin piece of paper. So I know I can use it for that at minimum. I don't know if it will handle this. This is regular book page, but it's a little thicker than that old vintage paper that I just used. So let's see if in fact it will work. Because see, look how pretty that is, right? It's a beautiful label. But let me demonstrate what happens. Okay, so see that? It's punching. Okay, no, it did it. It didn't want to, but it did. So that's a fun little label. Let's just test the waters here and try another one. Okay, it's proving me wrong. It's working its way back into my heart. I love the punch. The shape is amazing, but it's just been so cantankerous. So yeah, this one I also like. I think that corner would be cool on there. Let's just see how many of these we can get out of this one. That one looks a little weird. So does that. You don't want anything like too, like, you don't want to have someone's head or anything on your label, right? Okay, so that's probably good for that. Now let's take like a different shape that will only capture the florals here. So we'll use this one. And the nice thing with these kind of labels, you can actually add word snippets to them. You can also treat them just as like a shaping punch, and then you could actually paint these. So, you know, if you're struggling because you feel like you don't have like good papers to punch out of with nice patterns or something, you can do this with regular book page, especially if you've got like a nice book page. Let's do some little ones, this little guy. And then you could paint them, you know, draw on them. Okay, so I think that's the extent of what I will get out of there. So let's just set all these little guys over here with these lovely florals. And you know, these are really nice, like a, you know, kind of Renaissance feeling theme. And so they will go with a lot of things. All right, let's move on to the next page here. And again, it's another like religious image that I don't see myself using because that's not a theme that I personally work in. So the other thing I'll show you is you don't need punches to create labels. So let's just think about that with this page. Okay, get rid of that. So now I'm someone who doesn't own a single punch, but I want to create some nice labels. You can cut, but I'm choosing to tear. Now, I'm choosing sort of an intelligent, like, frame to this, right? So there's a bird here, a nice little image there. That works for me as a label. I also like the little bit of blank space at the top because I could write something there if I wanted to, or stamp something. Then I'll just clip the corners off, and there you have a cute little label. You ink around the edge, and it's just really charming. So that's that one. Next one I'll include, on this one we have a swan and a couple birds and just that beautiful, you know, illuminated manuscript edging of florals and gilding. And then the last one, we have a little symbol there, and then that little number 4 in the corner, which I'll try to keep. So that's that one. And then I'm going to go in with maybe this stamp one. So if you have stamp punches, those work great for creating labels. Go on there. And they can be vertical or horizontal labels. Okay. Now maybe I will use this one. I really like this. Oh no, that's actually, I like the red, but it's all a bunch of little people's heads, so I'm not going to bother with that one. That one, no, this one has birds. So it's just creating frames, you know, like pretty sensible frames. And then I'll come in with something a little different over here. I've got this little label. And we get the bird and this little staff. And then here we can actually just cut, because there's more birds on there, but it's a little thin area. So I'm going to toss that. We don't need that. But now we can create a couple of like longer labels like that. Now, you know, the concept of labels, you could obviously use them as what they're traditionally used for, to label things, or they're just a decorative label. I find labels make really nice collage texture. So, you know, when you're laying down scraps of paper and things, it's really nice to be able to also add labels because they are like an additional layer. So let's try this elegant punch again, because I enjoy the stress of things not necessarily working in my video. I love the swan. No, that's not right for that. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so set that one aside. And then maybe some of these. And I just kind of work my way around the edge, capturing anything I really like this little swan. And then I'll go back to the stamp maybe for a couple. And if you have different kinds of stamp punches, they work really well for this. Okay. I think that mostly is what I want. Maybe a couple more little ones. So this one we have this little bird and this little flag. And just kind of look for the little details and things. This is a nice way to use book pages that you're not exactly sure what to do with, especially if they have tiny details, like if you were using, you know, master's art kind of, I'm thinking about like Bosch, you know, imagine using that little bird. Imagine using like the Garden of Delights in this way. You could create all sorts of little Garden of Delights type labels, and that would be fun. So then we have quite a punched out piece where I feel like I don't want to use any more of the edge. So then I'll just cut it off. And there's this really cool like text in the middle here. So let's just kind of cut the edge off, parts that I don't want to use. And then you can create some nice text labels, and the text can really go anyway. It doesn't matter because it's not about reading the text with these decorative labels. There. And this is a nice way to like fill up your ephemera box if you keep like an ephemera binder, a collage fodder binder. It helps to sort of stock up on things, I find, especially, you know, if you make a lot of journals, if you sell journals, this is a nice way to like stock up on bits to have to do your work with. That's how I look at it. And then we've got the remnants here. I'll just double check. I think there was a few more things I felt like would make nice little labels, like this little, it's like a little ribbon. I know some of these details are probably hard for you to see because it's a little small, but that's kind of part of the point I'm trying to show you, is that you can use these little bits of things and get really fun embellishments. Stuff like this is also really nice for like swaps, happy mail. You know, you could even sell little ephemera packs of labels. I think people are always interested in getting different kinds of things like this, right? Because it's not from the stash of things that you have at home. So it gives you a little bit of a different piece to work with. And especially for people who purchase like pre-made ephemera or ephemera stuff, be it on Etsy or even the commercially available stuff from people like Simple Stories, Tim Holtz, 49 and Market, those kind of companies that make ready-made kind of stuff, right? You can do it yourself if you want to. Let's go, with this shape. And I will grab some of these birds and leaves. See how quick it is to just create a bunch of fun labels. And some could be, you know, immediately written on, and others you'd need to like either paint or stick something to it for it to be truly something you could use for labeling. But my interpretation of this is going to be a little bit loose. So I hope you're all enjoying Junk Journal July so far. I really am, actually. I'm feeling very stoked about participating. I did a couple of months of prompt-based creating, and then I took a little break. Summer is always a little hectic for me because I have 2 little kids and a full-time job, and I'm just a busy bee. And so sometimes it's nice to sort of have your work already like slightly planned for you. Okay, on here, I think I will just grab my stamp punch and get one of those nice texts. And then up here, maybe my little guy. Where's my little guy? There it is. We'll just make use of this edging here. Just nice little floral bits. Okay. And then always sort of look in all your pictures and things. Like if you're someone who does like religious kind of, things, you could punch that out. If you're just looking for textures, you can punch that out. So yeah, all sorts of funs. So why don't I finish up processing these few pages, because you've seen my concept, and then I'll show you how much I'm able to create after I punch all of these out from about how many more pages do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pages. So I'll punch these all out, and then we'll come back and we will make some fun ephemera. These are all cut out now, and we have quite a few. So those few pages made, quite a lot of these little labels, and I like them. I think they have a real kind of medieval feel to them. And what I did was I sort of pre-made a few pieces of ephemera just during this little break so that we could zhuzh them up and I could show you the impact that a nice label can make on ephemera. So I've got this little journal card, a couple of tags, and then these 2 journal cards. So these pieces are all from my Journal Together kit that I release each month on Patreon, and these are from a children's book, or it's actually a book of poetry written by children that's all nature themed. So this one is: the deep green forest is dark and quiet, ferns grow all along the trail, silence, which is pretty lovely. So let's get some ink to play with while we're doing this. I think I will use some scorched timber. So I'm just going to sort of select a label that I think would look kind of nice on the pieces. And you can kind of play with it a little bit. This one I think would be nice. It's very subtle, and we can add some words to it. You can kind of scuff a little ink across it just to make it interesting. Then I'll grab my word box. I did not pre-select words, so be warned, we may be here a moment. But maybe not. We have in the deep dark woods. Let's check here. It's this little one. Wind in the pines. Those aren't pines, or else I would choose that a little bit because it's the perfect size. Let's just grab a few from the bottom here. Sometimes half the fun is just like, listening to people's little word snippets they've chosen. I always like that in videos, to be honest. Early the next morning, fresh and revolutionary force, hiding in the forest. That's perfect. Okay, so let's go with a little hiding in the forest. Going to ink that a little. Then I'll grab my art glitter glue here. I'll just slide that right there on that little label. Fun. And this can go, I think, right there. That would be very cute. Okay, and then I'll just kind of look around and see if there's any other littles that might be nice on that one, on this one. Do we want to add any more? Do we want to layer any? I don't know. I think I kind of like that just as it is for now. Then we'll go over to this one, and this one, of course, it already has the deep green forest here, so we'll just kind of ink that a little. And I also wanted to, before we finish this out, just kind of ink the tag. It's nice to give everything a finished look as we're going along here. The other thing with these labels where you can add some nice details is by adding something on the back. So let's do that too while we're here. And we're taking time to do a little extra with our ephemera. Gives a little something extra. I think it also contributes, these kind of things contribute to the inspiration to write. This one, something there might be cute, and then I also have that though, that's really pretty, but I don't think that one particularly fits there. Of course, I've chosen sort of a limited color palette, and that's where the challenge will come from with this one, but I don't think it'll be too bad. That blends too much, I think. Yeah, it's too blendy. Kind of want something that I can layer. A bit of different color. Well, that might be cute. Okay, yeah, let's ink these up. So this is one of the ones that I hand cut. I didn't use a punch. And because we already have words on this piece, I'm just going to use these as decorative layering kind of labels. Actually, I think I like this one over here more. Yeah. And we'll just ink the edge of this. And then find something cute for the back too. Maybe this one. And this one's just that stamp shape. So these would be really cute for faux postcards too. Little labels on postcards. Okay, and then this little one, find one of the smaller labels maybe. Is I don't want to cover up too much of this because it's got a really cute motif. Maybe this one. Yeah, just a little something, almost like a postage stamp. It's very cute. Okay. And then something for this one. That one could be cute with some words, maybe. Let's see what we have. Don't make practice of sitting on a cactus. That's good advice. Sheltered by trees, that could be cute. The darkness and light become one. 'Twas a dream they dreamed. Let's go with that. 'Twas a dream they dreamed. Because there's a deer and a mouse and they're under the moon. So let's see. Will this fit on this little label or do we need a bigger one? I mean, it could honestly just be it can be like a little background for the labels, and that gives it another kind of a collage-y effect. Put that down. I'll just snip that little extra bit right there. It was a dream they dreamed. And then our bunny. We need something for our bunny and our crow here. Too big. It's always harder when you're trying to find something specific. These kind of things I find are nice to just have in your stash, because when you're making ephemera, you can look at a piece of ephemera and know when it needs a label. Something like this I may not necessarily put a label on, because we have the bunny tail here, we have the bird there, so there's like a lot going on already. But I do like the color of this one. I think I might put that one down there. That'd be cute, but I think it would need a word or something. Or maybe we'll cover the bunny tail. Could also put it right here in the middle. That might actually be very cute with a word on it or two. Some kind of a verse. If we can find the right verse. Gathering darkness. That seems dark. Little bunnies. Odd conversations. Oh, hold on. Green Meadows folk. I kind of like that. These could be the folk of the Green Meadows. But it's nighttime. And I also just really like, because it's an old book snippet, it will go nicely on this label. When I'm done this, I will bring these up close to you to show you, so you can see the pieces individually. Let's give a little inking. Okay, so let me show these to you. So all these labels are going to go into my stash. Happy to have all these like sort of medieval Renaissance feeling labels. And let's just put the glue pin away. And I'll bring these up to show you one by one what we made. And then we'll take a look. So here's Green Meadows Folk. So you see that fun little label, how it just kind of gives a little extra something. And this one, 'twas a dream they dreamed. And then just this little simple one. And then our two tags. Hiding in the forest. There we go. And then this one. Just some collage elements. So yeah, I am very happy with these. I think that's a fun little collection of ephemera. And I think that those labels will come in very handy in my work. I'm always needing little bits and bobs to add to pieces. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you tomorrow for Junk Journal July. I hope you're having fun so far, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.